Okay, I'm scratching my head about this, and don't get me wrong, it's a Tyler Perry show, so if something like this were to actually happen in terms of a plot twist, I wouldn't be surprised. But for the life of me, I can't understand why there are some fans saying, Jeremy, I don't think that's Gary that's in the hospital bed. What? Like we see with our own eyes that Cheeto is in that hospital bed when the IV gets tampered with, when Hudson's outside of the door talking with the doctor, when Andy goes into I mean, as ditzy as she is, despite that, I think she would recognize Gary. So for people to be like, the guy that had a seizure, that wasn't Gary, but that's the same guy that Andy looked at when she walked into the room and sat on at the end of the bed. That's Gary. Now you could argue, oh well, he and Hudson set this up, like the whole seizure and all that. This was a setup. The power of attorney thing is a bluff. They're working together to frame, Andy and whatnot. Regardless of that, I don't think it's a body double situation. I mean, with the Oval, if you watch the Oval, was it season 4 when Jason was in the hospital after he jumped off the roof of the White House, and we saw him in the body cast and whatnot. But then Victoria stuck the body with a needle with something that would actually, kill Jason. But then it turns out, oh no, actually Sam and his people got Jason out of there and replaced him with a young boy of a similar build and look and whatnot. And the thing about Jason was his body was so banged up from falling from the roof onto the top of a Secret Service vehicle. And, he was wearing all those bandages and wrappings. His face was swollen. He had like that, what is it called? Like the ventilator or something mask to help him breathe. So it's understandable why Victoria wouldn't even recognize that that's her son, because they got somebody that was like similar build and appearance and whatnot. I think it was even a cancer patient. So Jason didn't have cancer that we know of. It's just that the person in that bed was dying anyway. So yeah, I think that's Gary. I don't think that's another person, but that's just my 2 cents. And I'm not trying to be dismissive, because look, you've been on the channel long enough. I hope you have. You realize I've said outlandish things in terms of theories and whatnot that might be too ridiculous to be true, but sometimes I'm right. But in this case, I have to disagree. I think that is actually Gary / Cheeto in that hospital bed. And that's all I got. So like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video.